Hello and welcome to another edition of LTHS Boys Lacrosse, of course brought to you by LTTV. I am Stephen Barthorst, and right next to me is my good friend Ryan Gorey. Ryan, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Stephen. How about you?
I'm doing fine. For this matchup, we are getting set to witness one of the great rivalries at LT. Yes, of course, it is LT versus Hinsdale Central. Well, it's been hyped up all week. The teams are set as we look across this roster here. I'm noticing a lot of seniors, a lot of juniors. Ryan, you want to tell me how this sort of affects their game plan?
No, yeah, I think a lot of the seniors bring a lot of valuable aspects to the game. And I definitely think it's going to be a great game against Hinsdale Central. It's always very good, intense games, whichever sport we play them in. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great game, fast-paced. So,
well said, well said. And now both teams are getting set for the draw as LT is getting set to get this game underway. Of course, when you talk about two teams like this, there's a lot of history. It seems like the series in all games have been going back and forth and back and forth. They're always very exciting games. They're always really close. They always have a lot of energy, and we're really getting excited. Of course, the captain's out here.
yeah, you know, with Hinsdale Central and LT, most of the games we play either against OPRF or Proviso West, you know, it's good games, but Hinsdale Central, it just brings the intensity up to another level. So,
Well, yeah. I mean, the student sections come out to play on every single one of them. They bring almost another type of intensity, and we're getting set for the pledge right now. Of course, Pledge of Allegiance, the Star Spangled Banner. Now that's done, we can officially get this lacrosse game underway here at Bennett Field South Campus LTHS. Now just looking through this game, of course, LT does have a lot of seniors, but they also have a lot of juniors. I'm noticing a few sophomores and even one freshman. Ryan, you mind telling me what this one freshman would have to bring to the table?
yeah, I mean, it's definitely special for this one freshman to be on the team. You have a lot of seniors, and I'm sure under their guidance, this freshman's going to become a better player, and I'm excited to see what he brings.
All right, well, seems both teams are getting set. The draw is just about ready to get underway. Of course, in goal for LT is the sophomore number 40, Joey Rebello. He's been solid all year. He's looking to continue that solid play here against Hinsdale as we get set for the opening draw. is almost underway. It appears the refs are waiting for something. Looks like the netting came loose on one of the nets. It was a bit windy out, but they're getting set. Looks like they have it now, just about. As we're waiting, what is the type of play style that you'd want LT to come out with first right now?
No, I think LT really needs to come out to be aggressive. Hinsdale Central, I'm definitely going to see if they push the ball to try to be more offense. But LT, during the JV game, it's a great game, I must say. So let's see what varsity has.
All right. Well, the draw is just about ready. They're set. And this game is underway. Hinsdale just barely came away with it, but LT just able to come in, swoop up there across the 50 now, running in towards the 40 now inside, even the 20. They're going into the end zone, trying to work around the net. They're going to launch it back. LT, of course, they have a bit more of a conservative passing offense. They're looking for not just a good opportunity, but the best one. Again, behind the goal is LT. They're looking to maybe tire this Hinsdale defense out before taking their shot. Moving it again. They have a special kind of rotation where they work it around to the 30. Now you'll see they pass it out into the center at around the 37. Now they'll move in towards the 30 now, and then they'll go back into the 10, back into the end zone. Sooner or later, you'd probably expect this Hinsdale defense to tire out. They're starting to walk. Now they're moving in towards the 20 and back out into the end zone. But now they're starting to hook around, making a few moves right out in front of the goal. And now he's thought about it, didn't take the shot. Again, behind the end zone. Now out towards the 30 now after that pass, now at the 35. Looks like it's LT's offenses are built around clock management and time, just basically eating it up.
Agreed. They've had a good rotation going here so far.
Indeed. LT now starting to make a few moves. Now they're cutting in towards the 20 and moving across the net. There's a shot and they score. That was number 11, Charlie Kidder, the sophomore middle, on that goal.
That was a great shot. He came in after the rotation. We said sometime they made a move. So he came in, just took the shot. Good goal.
All right, well, it appeared Hinsdale's goalie almost thought it was coming towards a different direction, so he moved it a bit towards the left. It came in through the right. Now we're looking at another draw. LT again coming away with the draw. Now they're moving in towards the 30 and making another pass. There's, oh, just barely on that one. Number 20, Tyler Wegos, just wasn't there to make that.
But that was a good idea. Take it from the center all the way in.
It's a very good break, to be sure. Hinsdale now trying to get some offense. They're going to take it at their own goal, moving it up, and thought about that pass, not going to take it, as even thinking about it, they're going to launch it across the field. Now they're at the 30. He dropped it, but no, not today. LT's going to have it. Pass it to inside the 30. They're going to take it at the 35, moving it up across the field is LT, looking to again start that rotation. So it appears that Hinsdale seems just a little bit out of it. Right now, LT with another shot and another score, this time by Matt Foucher, the senior attacker.
Well, it has definitely been LT for all the game right now. We've been in possession, so I'm saying they've had a good tactic strategy, though, to go in basically a rotation around and then try to drive in. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, of course, their strategy is to basically tire out this Hinsdale defense, maybe press it in, see it's kind of an umbrella as they kind of slowly move in, then they attack. Hinsdale will come away with that, and they'll start their attack. This is their first time within LT's zone. Quick move, and now they're out across the 30. Hinsdale at the 35 now, looking to start a rotation of their own. As now they're looking for an opportunity. They're going to gun it inside the 25. Starts to make a move, cut towards the outside, spinning back around. They're going to just pass it out to the 35. They're going to keep it there. Hinsdale starting to move in right on the 5. Thinking about it, not going to take it, is Hinsdale now moving in. There's a shot, and it's going to be saved. That's one save for Joey Rebello. Joey looking for a pass, just barely got that one out in the face of danger. That was great play by Joey Rebello. Now LT moving the ball up the court. They are up by 2. Hinsdale still has no goals. LT, their rotation, they'll get it back to the 30. Out at the 40, looks like a little switch for both teams now as LT's getting their substitutions in. LT's right behind the net. There's a pass, oh, just off the mark, but LT's there, able to get the second chance opportunity to complete the pass. They did get it. Now LT passing it into the 25. Now towards the back of the end zone. Towards the front of the end zone, my bad. They're moving out in front of the net. Thought about it, not going to take that opportunity. They're going to move back behind the net, looking for another pass opportunity. They're going to cut by the net, thinking about it. He's just going to pass it off. It seems that this LT offense, their motto is when in doubt, pass.
I agree. They definitely have the most possession of all during this game.
There was a quick shot, and it will be saved. Hinsdale will have possession now, moving at the 30 into LT's zone as both teams make some substitutions. There's a quick pass that'll set them up inside the 30, but too much pressure. They just whiff it back out. Now there's seems to be a bit of a slow in play. Hinsdale trying to think it over. It's a bit more cerebral attack than their last possession. Now Hinsdale cutting in. They're looking for an opportunity. They're wrapping back around the net, looking for an opportunity, and it's stripped. LT comes away with a great defensive play. Number 21, Jake Walchik, the senior. Now they're out across the Hinsdale field, out into the Hinsdale field. LT looking to make some moves, dances around a bit before passing it off. Now they're at the 20. LT moving around behind the net. There's a pass and a shot, and it's just off.
It was a good idea. Pass it from behind the net up to the top, try to shoot it. LT is, we've seen them go behind the net for a lot of the time during the rotation, so.
There was a shot that just bounced off the post. Now there's another shot, and it's, oh, that had some heat on it. It was saved. Good job by this Hinsdale goalie. So now they're looking for a passing opportunity. He's actually running up as both teams make substitutions. LT looking to maybe get a little bit of a press, but mostly focused on just getting those substitutions and cutting out those passing lanes. Hinsdale moving up across into the 30. Pressure all the way, but they will keep it moving. Now their possession can finally get underway. They're starting their own rotation around the net. There's a nice move. There's a pass behind the net. He bobbled it a little bit, but he came away with it. Hinsdale still has possession. Now almost faked a shot, but he's still looking. There's a shot or a pass, hard to tell, as it just floated over the crossbar, floated wide of its recipient, and now Hinsdale's looking to start another attempt. Now back behind the net, he bobbled it a little bit, he dropped it, but he still has it. LT's defense is pressing a lot right here. There's a cross, not gonna work. Joey Rebello fighting to cover it. There's a little bit of a scrum as it's thrown out towards the edge. Hinsdale has it, but that will be a timeout called. So, as we get into this timeout, Hinsdale did call the timeout. If you are Hinsdale's coach, let's start with Hinsdale. What would you be telling your team if you were Hinsdale's coach?
No, looking between the differences between LT's and Hinsdale's offense, LT's definitely making those clean passes, and Hinsdale, they are making some clean passes, but they are dropping it sometimes. So if I was Hinsdale's coach, I would say, hey guys, slow it down a little bit. Let's just make those clean passes and get some chances here.
Now, if you were LT's coach?
Say, hey, let's keep up the game. I mean, LT's been basically for 95% of this game, it's been LT's possession. Hinsdale has had a few chances in their zone, so I would just say keep playing the game that they are. What are your thoughts on that?
Obviously, nice take, but if you're Hinsdale, as you said, clean up the passing. Make sure you have a bit more looks and possession so it's not just on your heels on the defense all the time. And then, of course, LT, it's your game. Keep up the tempo. Make sure you play it your way. On one side, a little bit of work to be done on the offensive passing lane, and then on the other, so a little bit of cleanup work, a little chance to talk it over on defense. We'll get back to the game right now as it appears. Hinsdale will start with possession. Hinsdale moving out into the 20, just looking for a pass, cutting out behind the goal, maybe even looking to cut into by the posts. There's a shot, and that's wide. That went up and to the right. It's a little bit too much, but now Hinsdale has it. Oh, that was a bobbled pass. Could have been an opportunity, but Hinsdale is able to come away with it, looking for a pass. They have one at the 20 now, moving it back to the 30. And looking for an opportunity. There's a pass or a shot. Whatever it is, it will roll not out of bounds. Hinsdale will keep it. They're moving behind the goal, looking to start up their own attack. Hinsdale, there's a shot, but that wasn't maybe handled. Maybe he caught it and let it go too soon, but Hinsdale is starting to get a lot of shots. They're hoping that sooner or later, Joey Rebello is gonna cave and they're gonna let in some shots, maybe even up this deficit. Hinsdale having possession. Thought about cutting in more, but backpedaling. Now he's moving in. No, that's a nice move by Hinsdale. Slides by the goal, loses possession. Could be another defensive play by LT. Instead, it's gonna go out of bounds, and Hinsdale will retain possession. Hinsdale now with another offensive opportunity. They're gonna work around the goal a little bit. There's a shot, and that's gonna bounce up and over. Hinsdale with the chance behind the net. He lost it for a little bit, and there's LT's defense again, and will they come away with it? There's a little bit of a scrum for the ball, and LT will come away with it, it appears. But there will be a whistle, and Hinsdale will be given possession again.
Well, as you can see, LT's defense definitely is shutting down Hinsdale right now. Really liking the style of play, not backing down on the ball. They're going right for it, trying to get back possession.
Hinsdale with that possession, threw a pass, but it was tipped. That will sail out of bounds. LT has done a nice job of clogging up these passing lanes, and then if a pass is thrown, they're right on top of it, and if it's completed, they're right there pressuring that offense. Hinsdale moving in towards the center, lost control of it, but Hinsdale still retains possession, but they bobbled it again. LT looking for possession. There's a flag right there. We will see what the penalty is. It was a little bit hard to see for me up here. Ryan, you have any thoughts?
I really didn't see it either.
As we're waiting, it appears Hinsdale will get a new set of subs on their defense, as will LT. Well, there you heard it. That was a clash. And now LT will have possession. Now they'll get a chance to maybe get another goal. LT moving it up with their rotation around the net, looking for maybe an opportunity. There's a little floating pass. There's a pass, long pass. Won't be able to complete on the first attempt, but he does get it. Now inside of a minute in the first quarter, there's a shot, and no, I think Hinsdale deflected it. LT still has it now, getting inside of 40 seconds right now, as that shot or pass will just roll out of the end zone. Hinsdale now has possession, looking to maybe get it out of their end. LT running the full field press, as it were. But there was a pass that was dropped. LT has it around midfield. It was dropped out. It was hit out of the stick. LT got it at the 40. Now they're moving up towards the 50. They're going to have a nice little pass moving in. There's a shot, and Hinsdale's goalie will keep it. And Hinsdale will now have possession. It's a nice little opportunity, but Hinsdale just came away with the deflection. Hinsdale now has possession, moving up towards the field. They will take one final shot before time expires in this first quarter. Ryan, what'd you think of that?
No, I thought Hinsdale Central, after their timeout, did pull things together. They did get a few shots on net. Overall, though, I think LT's game has been pretty strong throughout this first quarter.
Now, at this intermission, take me once again into the mind of these coaches.
All right, well, I'm going to start with LT this time. If I was LT, I would say, guys, nice job on the defense. We are shutting them down, getting it back up to our offense, and our offense having a lot of good chances. Now, on Hinsdale's side, just keep pushing. Their defense has been shutting down LT a lot, but their offense has been basically increasing their shots in net. It's been pretty good. They definitely increased, though, the chances throughout the past 5 minutes.
All right, well, on one side, clean up that offensive attack, make sure your passes are a little bit more accurate. Make sure you try to get some penetration on this LT front, defensive front, and try to get some more opportunities on the goal. On LT's side, they're just hoping to maintain their dominance right now as we get set for the second quarter.
Now, what are some of the main differences you see between Hinsdale Central's and LT's offense at the moment?
Well, I've noticed that LT's very conservative. I've said they aren't just looking for a good chance, they're looking for the best chance. In Hinsdale's side, they seem a bit more prone to action. Maybe if they toned it down a little bit, you might have a little bit more success. But as it stands right now, they have slowly but surely, they have been weighting down this LT defense that's been called upon to basically block out these chances. As the second quarter is set to get underway, ball is on the ground as we get set for the draw. LT came away with possession. They're going to work inside. LT has had a lot of success on the draw. Now a nice little move, LT, maybe looking for a pass. They've got some substitutions out now.
Clock. Clock.
As some fans were calling for the clock to get moving, now it is, as LT's offense has been moving around quite often now, as now they're cutting in towards the goal. Nice little move, but that attempt won't work, as now LT is just reverted back to their passing rotation, trying to move in towards the goal. There's a shot or a pass that just went wide. LT has possession. They're cutting in towards the goal. There's a shot just barely off the mark. There is a pass just to make sure it stays in LT's possession. Now, again, with this passing rotation around the net, they will get it behind. Now moving in, maybe looking to be more aggressive, thought about it, won't take that opportunity. As that pass was just a little bit bobbled, maybe a little bit of miscommunication, didn't really know where the ball was going, who knows. But the important thing is they still have possession, as LT is behind the net. Looking for a move, there's a pass as he was hit hard, but he's getting up. There was a big hit on a pass. He got it out to midfield. Hinsdale now has possession. Hinsdale starting their true passing attack at the 20, is now they're moving out. A little bit of confusion with all the substitution work going around, but excuse me, they finally got it. And now we can see this Hinsdale attack at work, fresh out of a first quarter intermission. LT, there was a shot, but LT got it. Now LT's trying to move around there at the 40, but a bit clogged up. Hinsdale now has it. They stole it away. Hinsdale moving in towards the 30, looking not going to take that opportunity. They're going to reload and restart at the 40 now. Same type of attack. They're going to try again with a different man. Moving up towards the 30, making a move, cutting in. There's a shot. That'll be wide. Hinsdale has been a bit more aggressive, but it seems they've just been sending feelers out almost.
Agreed. Hinsdale definitely has been taking some shots, not getting them exactly on net though, so it's probably the goal going into this next quarter here.
Hinsdale moving in, facing a little bit of resistance, but they'll press on. There's a shot and not gonna score. That's gonna be deflected. LT looking for an opportunity to take possession, and they will have it. They'll move out across midfield. He lost his stick. The ball's loose, and there will be a stoppage in play. They will give possession to Hinsdale. To be a little bit of communication, maybe a little bit of substitution work. They're waiting for the substitutions to come in. Now they are. LT using this opportunity, this dull in the action, to make this a few substitutions of their own. You'll notice number 34, Jack O'Malley, is playing his man tight. Maybe they're looking for a bit of a, no, it was a bit of a pick and roll there. As Hinsdale looking for the shot. They'll take it. They won't get the score. LT had the pass. They bobbled it. Hinsdale now has it. Prime opportunity. There's a shot. Nil score. Hinsdale now on the board. they're pretty excited about it. Now they cut this deficit to 1. The score is now 2-1, still in favor of LT.
Well, that play started when LT's defenseman bobbled the ball and kind of dropped it there, and Hinsdale picked it up right away, made a nice move and shot it, and got the goal.
Now looking for another opportunity maybe to tie this game up. This game is suddenly now looks a whole lot different after that one. LT's Charlie Kidder getting ready for the draw. LT maybe came away with it. No, Hinsdale is gonna stay with it. Refs are saying that it is legal. Hinsdale still have it, and they will slide. They'll lose it. LT will not come away with that. Refs will give LT possession, my bad. The play will be stopped, however. LT moving up towards the field. Oh, nice move at the 45 as now he's across midfield. That's Charlie Kidder now getting this offensive attack started. Passing rotation is in full effect. Now as LT's at the 25. It was a nice move at the goal. They're getting set for a pass. Thought about the shot, not gonna take it. LT moving, there's a shot and another score. This will bump the deficit up to 2 again, as that was a score by number 27, Austin Carmody.
Now we see both Lyons Township High School and Hinsdale Central High School doing the same rotation in the offensive zone, except the difference we see with LT is basically they're taking their time. Hinsdale's not putting that much pressure on them, which gives them that opportunity to shoot.
See, Hinsdale is a little bit more trigger happy on their offensive attack. Not to fault them, they've found a score. But LT's more conservative, waited out. Don't take the first one, take the best one opportunity typed shots. Really helped them win the day thus far. Hinsdale moving inside LT zone, now inside the 30, making a few moves. Now back out to the 40, they'll sling it over to the 30 now inside the 30. Gonna move back outside of it. They're gonna reset their attack. Looking for a few opportunities. There's a move. Now inside the 20, making a nice little move to evade. They will restart their attack. Hinsdale cutting towards the outside. Fans are calling for a flag and they'll get it. They were calling for a head penalty. Looks like they just got it. And it'll be a delayed penalty. Hinsdale has possession. Still moving. Next stoppage in play. We'll find out what this is. There's a shot and a score. Now moving the deficit back to 1. Cutting that deficit back to 1 is Hinsdale Central. Now we'll finally get a chance to find out what this penalty is, but if it is what I think it is going to be against LT.
Yeah, I mean, actually, let's listen in and see. All right. Well, Lions 3, Hinsdale Central 2. Lions are still pulling ahead right now, but Hinsdale is catching up to them with only 1 deficit right now. So we're going to see where it comes. We have 5:29 left in the second quarter.
LT and Hinsdale getting set for the draw. Hinsdale cleanly came away with that. No chance for LT. They will have a pass looking for an opportunity. There's a pass behind the end zone. Moving it out, looking looking for an opportunity. There is a shot right there and another score. Now it's tied at 3-3 this game. And although LT did dominate it in the first quarter, Hinsdale is starting to catch up. They're definitely the hotter team as we are nearing the end of this first half.
Agreed. LT definitely had possession over the first quarter, but Hinsdale did slow down their game. They've been attacking more, getting more shots on net, so Hinsdale has tied the game at 3.
Getting set for the draw. That's a bit more of a fight for it. LT, oh, that was a big hit. LT came away with possession right there. Some fans calling for a flag. They're not gonna get it. LT has possession at the 35, maybe looking to retain the lead that they had. LT behind the goal, thought about a pass. Not gonna work like that. LT bobbled the pass. Hinsdale's not gonna challenge it. LT was right there. Few offensemen were getting ready if it rolled to them. LT's offense pushing in. There's a pass behind the net. Moving around, making a few moves. LT getting their rotation in. It's a very time-consuming offense as we're now inside of 4 minutes in the half remaining. There's a shot and save. That was a clean stick save, clean net save by this Hinsdale goalie. Now Hinsdale has possession, but they lost the ball. LT has possession. A little dump off pass to get their attack going there. A flag flies and a shot scored. We'll see what this is, but that was a pass and a shot and a goal again for Charlie Kidder. That's his second on the game.
The Lions pull ahead here. Let's see though. Let's see what the call is.
Apparently, no call will be made. Here, there was something with the LT goalie, but maybe lost his flag. This draw, it will be, no, it will not be called to a stop. LT has possession, now moving furiously inside the 20. There's another shot just off the post. Just barely. LT still, they're gonna retain possession right there. Nearly lost it, but there will be a little bit of a stoppage and they will give Hinsdale the possession. Now LT has to be on the defensive. Hope is for them that they will not cave in and score and allow another goal like they did on their on Hinsdale's last possession. Hinsdale moving it in. There's a shot and another score. It's tied again. Hinsdale's starting to rally. This game's starting to get interesting. Hinsdale has not once had the lead, but they are coming very much alive.
Totally agree with you. Yeah, definitely. Hinsdale Central has definitely changed the game since the first quarter, as we have mentioned, and they've been tying it back up. Tied up twice now, tied up at 4. Let's see if Hinsdale Central can pull ahead, though.
Now with the draw, Hinsdale will win that one after a little bit, not quite cleanly, but they did get it. Hinsdale looking for an opportunity. Moving in across the 20. There's a pass behind the goal. LT hoping to stop this attack that has been scoring goals left and right on them right now. Hinsdale looking for an opportunity. They're moving it inside. They're calling clock, as now we're getting inside of 2 minutes. There's another shot and a save. Nice save by Joey Rebello as that goes out of bounds. And LT does get possession. LT now speeding up across the court. They're moving up across the 40. He lost it. LT has it at the 40. More fans calling clocks. We're now inside of 1 minute, 40 seconds. LT has possession. They're looking to go up by 1 again, take the lead going into halftime. LT's passing attack, working around, trying to go around the goal. And there's a shot and looking for a cross. There will be a stoppage. So it appears Hinsdale has it now. Hinsdale looking for a pass. That's a long pass. They will complete it right there at about midfield. They're looking for an opportunity, cutting in towards the 30, coming in at the 20. Hinsdale looking to make some moves, trying to make a move right there. That will be unsuccessful. There's a shot off the post or the crossbar. LT has possession right now. Joey Rebello with the ball. He's moving it up the field. He's across the 50 before he'll make a pass. For a second, it looks like he was gonna take off, but there will be a timeout called. Someone looking to call things over. The timeout will be charged to the Lions.
If you were LT right now, what would you do? Hinsdale has tied the game 2 times now. You are tied going into halftime. What would your thoughts be?
Well, my thoughts, if I were the coach, would be to maybe find that groove that you had when you came out for the first time in that first quarter. Find out what made it work. Find out the different things that worked for you. And now, on the flip side, if you were Hinsdale's coach, take me into that huddle.
Hinsdale's coach must be saying, guys, we're playing great. Since their first time out, they've seemed to actually pump up the intensity here. They've scored a few goals, gotten shots on net, and definitely have pushed LT to rethink their game plan right now.
Indeed. It seems Hinsdale's timeout huddle has broken. They're getting set. Hinsdale's defense has definitely started to clamp down, but now most of the possession has been Hinsdale on LT's side of the field. The last 20 seconds of this game. That's the last 20 seconds of this half. I am sorry right now. The last 20 seconds of this half get underway. LT will start off with possession. They'll make a pass that'll set them up at the 40. Looking for an opportunity, moving in, making a few moves, thinking about it. There's a nice block, but it will be called illegal, and Hinsdale will now have possession at the 50. And now that's halftime. A few thoughts before we take our halftime break.
Well, LT's definitely going to rethink their plan here. They were playing great in the first quarter. It kind of dropped it in the second quarter. Still scoring a few goals, but Hinsdale has caught up, so it's an even game right now.
All right. That was a nice little sentiment by Ryan. We will see you for the second half. Welcome back to Bennett Field here at South Campus as we're getting set for this second half. So far, it's been a very interesting, very entertaining, very good game so far. Hinsdale Central versus the LT Lions, tied at 4-4. For the first quarter, it seemed as though LT had possession, then Hinsdale started to really tighten up in the second. Ryan, what are you looking forward to?
Well, just recapping the first half here, yes, definitely Lions Township High School definitely did have the upper hand in the first quarter. They had a lot of shots in net. They were leading after the first quarter. And going into the second, Hinsdale upped their game and made it more intense, where they actually got a few shots in net, got a few goals, and tied up the game at 4.
Well, that'll do it for our first half recap and analysis. So we get set for the draw for the second half. A draw is just about ready. Of course, LT's defense needing to maybe tighten up a little bit after the ending of the first half, especially the second quarter. The middle and end parts of it, they just seem to cave in a little bit every now and then. But a draw is won by LT. Now there will be a little pass to the inside. LT coming out aggressive. Hinsdale just knocked him over. Now they have the ball moving up towards the 40. There's a pass across the 50 now in the Lions territory, moving across the 30 into the 20. Joey Rebello is looking for maybe a shot save opportunity and just trying to get set. Hinsdale will seem to cool off a little bit now as they start their attack. They lost the ball. Now they'll pick it up across the 40. Almost fell over. They'll still have it moving inside the 30 now to the 20, now behind the net. Back into the 20. There's a bounce pass or a shot that's just gonna sail out of bounds.
Yeah, so Hinsdale Central shot it, deflected off a Lions player. Good chances by Hinsdale here, good thoughts, but not the right shot time.
There's a shot saved by Joey Rebello. Now LT, good defense by LT, but they won't be able to start their attack just yet. Or maybe they will now. The ball is in LT, is in Hinsdale zone. LT looking for possession. They have it, the ball's up in the air, and Hinsdale's defense has it. Hinsdale's goalie has it. There'll be a pass, now they're at midfield moving in. LT trying to close the gap. There's a pass. There's a shot, and that's just gonna sail.
And that's really what we haven't seen from Hinsdale in the first quarter that we're talking about. They tried to rush all their plays. Now when they tried to do that play, they kind of held on a little longer. A good shot on net, almost had it.
Hinsdale trying to find some opportunities, moving inside. They'll lose it a little bit, but they'll regain it about the 30. Moving in across the 15, looking to cut in towards the net. There's a pass and a shot that's blocked. Nice goaltending job by Joey Rebello of LT. Joey Rebello is moving it up the field. LT now moving it in across the 50, now inside the 30. Some substitutions are being made. LT is getting their rotation, their passing rotation going. Is now we are inside 10 minutes of this third quarter. LT moving the ball around. Another pass. Around the net, there's a shot and an empty almost net. And that shot will produce a score. Now giving LT the lead 5-4. That was number 13, Matt Foucher, the senior attacker, on that goal. Walk me through that one, Ryan.
Well, he started out behind the net and wrapped around it. He didn't have much to shoot at, but he did shoot at the right place, and it ended up being a goal for the Lions, putting them in the lead.
LT now leads 5-4. Hinsdale has not once had the lead. Interesting thing to note there, but Hinsdale will take possession of this draw. LT's defense really trying to clamp down Hinsdale will start their attack at the 40. Hinsdale moving up towards the 30, now moving inside the 20, looking for a shot, won't take it. LT just swarmed them. There's a pass to the 30, looking for an opportunity. Hinsdale looking for a few opportunities. There's a move right there. Lost control, and that will, he'll keep it in bounds, but LT will have it now. LT looking for a pass, just barely gets past the Hinsdale defender. Now they're up across the 50, now moving into the 40. Up inside the 30, now they passed it to inside the 20. Now inside the 10, waiting, try and get a goal. Faking a pass, they'll pass it right out back to the 30. There's another pass, lost control of it a little bit. Hinsdale won't try it, LTs are all over that loose ball. LT starting at the 35, making a move, cutting in towards the 20. Again, getting their rotation a little bit more aggressive in it. They're really trying to press the issue here. So we're now inside of 8 minutes in the third quarter. LT looking for a little bit of an opportunity here. For ball control, clock management is one of the 2 key tenets of this LT offense. They just lost the ball though. Hinsdale won't be able to corral as it heads out of bounds. LT will take possession. LT now having it behind the net. They're looking to make a pass. They made one, now LT is behind the net, looking to make a pass or a shot. They're speeding around, they will elect to take a pass. LT making a few moves. There's a pass, the ball sailed a little bit out. LT will keep the ball in bounds, however, just barely in bounds, as now LT has the ball. Crowd is getting into it now. LT has the ball behind Hinsdale's net. LT has had possession for a very long period of time. There's a little bit of scrum by the net. The ball is loose. Hinsdale has it now. LT player slow to get up. He's walking all right though. That was, now the Hinsdale player is down on the ground, and then a flag is thrown. There was one big hit, and now there's another. As LT, this penalty is more than likely on LT. And it was. Hinsdale will start with possession. You don't really want to make too many mistakes down as the stretch starts at this point, just about. Hinsdale making a few passes, another pass a little back and forth. There's a shot just wide, that sailed wide left.
A good idea for Hinsdale, passing back and forth, trying to confuse the LT defense here. Got a shot off, but unfortunately did not go in the net.
Hinsdale, there's another shot that's blocked. Swiping the ball away. Hinsdale now has to restart this attack from the 35. Now LT's starting to get a little bit of pressure. They just forced the ball out of the hands of Hinsdale. They're trying to push them away towards the offense. Hinsdale got away. They're looking for a pass. That's just going to sail, and LT will now take possession as the ball goes out of bounds.
All right, so LT has the ball here. Hinsdale gave it away, making it go outside boundaries.
LT now has the ball around the 50, cutting in, moving inside the 30. Now behind the net is LT. They're looking to maybe start their attack here. They always seem to reload behind the net, get their substitutions in, whereas Hinsdale likes to start at the top of the zone, move inwards. LT moving in towards the net. Another pass behind the net, making a few moves, trying to get towards the outside. There's a pass, a shot that just goes wide, as possession will be given to LT. Appears Hinsdale just got their net on it. LT passing it around, as they do a lot, but this time they're a little bit more conservative. They know they're playing with a lead. They will take opportunities to basically make the lead a lot steeper for Hinsdale. Like this one, they're moving in inside the 20. There's a shot and another score, and a flag flies. But that was again number 11, Charlie Kidder, the sophomore middle, now with 3 goals on the game.
No, he is impressing us here. He has been playing great, taking draws. What I noticed is LT usually, for the first quarter and the first half of the game, they would stay on the outskirts. Now they're starting to push in, move towards the net, getting guys there, hopefully blocking the goalie's vision. But it is successful as the Lions are up 6-4 against Hinsdale Central High School.
Well, now the draw will get set as now LT is back up to a 2-score lead as we enter into the stretch of this third quarter, now inside of 5 minutes on this cold Tuesday evening.
There was a cross-check called on Hinsdale Central, so they are down 1 player as we enter with 3:22 to go in the third quarter.
LT has possession, passing the ball around, looking for an opportunity. There's another pass back and forth a little bit. There's opportunity right by the net, but that's just picked off by Hinsdale. That Hinsdale even lost the ball. They just gave it to their goalie. They're gonna let him make a deep pass, sail off the mark, and out of bounds. LT now has possession. LT looking for an opportunity. They passed it. Now they're inside Hinsdale zone, inside the 20 now. Moving around, they're gonna reload back at the 30. Thought about the shot, they'll take that one. That one just had a little bit too much mustard on it, flew up and above the goal.
I think it was deflected off Hinsdale player, actually. Good chance by Lions, though, as they come back.
LT looking for a cross. They'll take another shot and another score that time by Austin Carmody, the other sophomore in this team. He is a middle.
Yeah, no chance for the goalie there. Lions Township High School did receive the ball right in front of the net. No defenders in the way, so he took the shot, made it a goal. Now 7-4 in favor of the Lions.
LT starting to pull away with it as we are nearing the end of this third quarter. The draw is set. Now, and Hinsdale comes away with a clean. Moving in, there's a pass, looking for a shot, won't take it, thought about it. They'll pass it behind the net, looking to maybe get a few substitutions out, which they do. Hinsdale, moving around LT, is gonna take this chance to get a few offensive substitutions in. Hinsdale, just passing it around, chewing up some clock. They still have a quarter left. Hinsdale making a few moves, passing it around, moving in. There's a shot, easily stopped. LT will take possession at their own 15. Thought about passing, they faked him. They gave it to the goalie. That'll be another pass up at around the 40. He bobbled it a little bit, still has it. Making a nice move now there across the 50. Looking for a pass, they've got one at the 25. Now behind the goal. Fans calling clock, maybe telling LT to notice how much time is left. Get a few more goals. Extend this to a 4-goal lead, as now we're inside a minute in the third quarter. LT dancing around a little bit, maybe looking for an opportunity. They'll take it inside the 10. Looks like they're just gonna drain out the third quarter. There's a pass, there's another pass, looking for an opportunity, faked a shot, moved in, still has it, another pass. Moving behind the net for an opportunity. There's a little move, looking for a pass right in front of the net. Shot just off the, wait, no, it went in. LT just got another shot and another score. This time it was number 4, Spencer Kinsey. That's the junior attacker on that goal that originally didn't really look like one.
No, the goalie actually stopped it, and after the goalie stopped it, it just kind of trickled over his head and just landed right inside the goal. So with 14.3 seconds left in the third quarter, the Lions are ahead by 4, 8-4.
Well said. Now getting ready for the draw. This will likely be the last draw in the third quarter with 14.3 seconds left to go. Hinsdale will have quite a bit of a hole to dig out of there. LT passing it around inside of 10. The crowd is chanting down. Their count will stop at exactly 1 second. Because as soon as this pass comes in, it looks like it's not going to be for much, and that will be the case, as now LT and Hinsdale are going into this fourth quarter. Hinsdale has quite a bit of a hole to dig themselves out of, as it's 8-4. Take me inside the minds and huddles of these two coaches right now.
All right, well, we're seeing kind of the first quarter play here from the Lions, really on their game right now, bringing up the intensity. The Hinsdale Central's team has not scored a goal in this quarter. So I'm going to guess that their coach wants them to sort of slow down the game, play more offense, bring up their defense a little just to stop Lyons Township High School from scoring. They want to get as many shots in the net as possible just to increase their chance. What are your thoughts on this?
Well said, of course. LT playing with the lead, they're playing with a commanding lead. I would just say when you're getting that offensive possession, just pass it around. Probably don't even look to take a shot if there are any opportunities, because as LT, you're just basically looking for a 12-minute possession right now. On the side of Hinsdale, I would say you're down in a hole, but you shouldn't go swinging for the fences just yet. See if you can't take 4 minutes. See if you can't get a shot. Maybe that's too much time, 4 minutes on a 12-minute period, but just take 4 minutes. See if you can get a few shots. If you can't get a goal, if you can't get 1 goal or more, maybe then I would start to hit the panic button just a little bit, but LT and Hinsdale on one side, you're looking for basically the world's longest lacrosse possession. On the other side, you're looking for some frantic shots and some good ball possession, as well as some, hopefully, the defense locks down. You're looking for at a stellar defensive performance late here. LT comes away with that one. No, they bobbled it a little bit. LT still has it. They will give possession to LT cleanly. And LT just passing it around. LT just getting their rotation around there, moving in some substitutions. Hinsdale is playing with a little bit of a increased vigor and intensity right now. LT moving the ball around, looking for an opportunity. They're gonna move right around the net. LT, there's a shot and a save right there. There's Hinsdale with their possession right now, moving up across midfield. They're at the 20 looking for a pass or a shot. They could have taken a shot, probably wouldn't have been the best opportunity, and therefore he elected to pass it off. They're gonna start their attack. They're gonna reload at the 40. They're gonna start to move in now and across the 30, now in the 20. Now they're passing, they're looking for an opportunity. Inside the 30, dancing around a little bit. LT's moving him back. Hinsdale, there is a shot, but it's deflected. The ball's loose right now. LT comes up with it. And depending on how this possession goes, this could be it for Hinsdale. LT with possession right now. Looking to pass it around, maybe get a shot just to seal the final nail in the coffin. There's a shot and another score. This is most likely the dagger right now. That was number 20, Tyler Wieglos, yeah. The senior attacker right now. Just walk me through that goal.
Well, know what? Going into LT's mindset right now, they're definitely going to have to keep staying great on the defense right now. Pushing with their offense. Hinsdale Central's defense, is definitely struggling at this point. Now, what I want to see from Hinsdale Central is them attacking the zone more, trying to get more shots on net. But there's 9 minutes and 30 seconds left in this game. So Hinsdale better make their move now or else it's going to be too late.
Well said, well said. LT does have possession off of the draw right now. So inside of 10 minutes, starting to get inside of 9 even. LT's just basically passing it around right now, maybe looking for an opportunity just one for bragging rights. LT behind the net.
LT definitely does like to go behind the net to try to get that safety net right there. Definitely like to pass it in front too, try to get that scoring opportunity.
There's another score right there. Now they're up by 6. That was number 22, Peter Scaletta, the junior middle.
Good goal by him. Definitely what I was saying before, moving the ball from behind the net in front. Definitely did that. They passed it over, tried to confuse the Hinsdale Central's defense, and it worked. So the Lions are at 10, Hinsdale Central at 4 with 8 minutes and 47 seconds remaining in this game.
LT just starting to bury them now. They have the draw again. Moving up inside the 40 now, inside the 30. just looking to pass it around. LT just looking, maybe even for another shot opportunity. They're being a little bit aggressive. There's another shot that just sails wide right, and that's just gonna go out of bounds. Hinsdale now has it. Oh, LT does. LT has possession. They will take it, just passing it around. They're acting more aggressively than a team with a 6-point lead. Most likely, like you just saw a shot right there. Hinsdale moving with the ball. They'll have it right around midfield now, moving in with a bit more tenacity. There's a shot. Ooh, just saved right there. Nice save by Joey Rebello.
And they had a 4-on-3 coming back too. Lions were slow to get back, so Hinsdale Central definitely had the upper hand there. And goaltender Joey Rebello, definitely nice save there. Nice little kick save to keep the Lions ahead.
LT trying to maybe move the ball on the ground a little bit, won't get it there. LT having possession right now. They'll get it behind the net, maybe look for the opportunities. They did bobble the ball. They're looking for possession. They'll have it right behind the net. Maybe looking for all of their rotation to get into position here. LT moving across the 30 now in towards the 20. At the 10, now behind the net again. Picking up pace a little bit. Thought about a pass, not gonna take it there. Moving a little bit, rotating. LT, they dropped the ball right there. They're looking for it. They'll be able to get on top of it. LT has ball right by the net. There's a shot just rejected by this Hinsdale goalie, and that will roll out of bounds.
It was a nice thought, though, for the shot, trying to wrap around the net, trying to squeak it in right where the goalie did not have any coverage, as Hinsdale gets back to possession.
Hinsdale now has the ball with under 7 minutes left to go. 6 minutes, 5 seconds to be exact right now. They are down by 6. Hinsdale now inside the 30 looking for a passing opportunity. They'll have it. They're at the 20 now. Getting it at the 35. Moving inside. There's a shot that will just swing wide. Now 5 minutes, 30 seconds left in this game. Hinsdale with possession behind the LT net, moving, maybe looking to get a little bit of a momentum shift, maybe a few goals. Making a move. They'll just pass it. Hinsdale has it, they'll pass. They lost it a little bit. LT's right there. And now, LT has it inside of 5 minutes, and this basically is the game right now. LT with possession. They'll just pass it around, they'll get their rotation going. Behind the net. Moving around, trying to find a passing lane there. Going in towards the net. They will try to pass it behind the net. Moving in. The ball will go out of bounds. Hinsdale will take possession. Hinsdale with possession now, looking for a passing opportunity. Cutting Outside looking now, they're up across midfield as we now enter within 4 minutes. LT now has possession off of that takeaway. They lost the ball, but there will be a stoppage. They will give LT the possession. Now there is a substitution. LT has officially pulled their goalie after that good performance. They're going to give him a bit of a breather. They're sending in Dan Thuma, the senior goalie. They'll give him a little bit of playing time right now.
Let's take a look back at Joey Ribello. He played great throughout this game, only letting 4 goals go in. Actually shutting out Hinsdale Central in the second half. They have not scored yet in the 3rd or 4th quarter. Played great.
All now inside of 4 minutes, LT has just about called this game over. They've pulled their goalie. They're giving him a little bit of a walk, a little bit of a sit down, catch his breath. LT's offense is just gonna pass it around, take a shot. There's a save. Hinsdale has the ball moving up. There's a nice little move at around the 40. There's a flag flying as it appears that was just a bit too physical. It's going to be delayed. There's another one and another one. 3 flags. One at the 45. The other 2 flying basically one after another. It appears the first one would be on the initial hit, but then there was a little bit of an altercation or something related that caused the second 2 to go. They will take a stick. So we see what this penalty is. The refs are going to talk about it. They're going to decide what it is, what's been going on, as we are now inside 3 minutes, 30 seconds.
So as the refs try to decide what the penalties are going to be, how do you think the Lions performed today during this physical game with Hinsdale Central?
Well, the second quarter, Hinsdale and LT were neck and neck. Hinsdale started to come back, score a few goals. They tied it going into halftime, as I think we're going to see what the penalty is now. Both of those penalties are on LT, but going back to their performance, I think that going into halftime, LT really did show their resolve that they really did want this game, as they came out in the 3rd quarter, really established dominance, scoring 6 goals to pull away with this game. Now, going into the 4th quarter, I really would have liked to see Hinsdale take up the tempo a little bit more. It seemed as though they were kind of content with what had happened.
Definitely agree with you. Second quarter, they looked great. They looked better than they did first quarter. It was basically neck and neck going into the 3rd quarter, but I think Hinsdale might have lost their touch, and that has proven with the score being 10-4 in favor of the Lions. Under 3 minutes to go.
2 minutes, 50 seconds, just about left to go. Hinsdale has possession inside of LT's zone. Now Hinsdale's going to make a few substitutions. Hinsdale, there's a shot right there that's going to go way off. Now as we're getting set inside 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Right now it's 2 minutes, 35. Hinsdale moving the ball in, just moving it around. They're looking for a few shots. There is a pass and a quick shot that's gonna go out.
This is definitely where we should be seeing a push from Hinsdale Central, trying to get at least a goal. Making the difference only 5, but as of right now, the difference is still 6.
Hinsdale, another shot that goes wide. Seems like they're just trying to make it look just a little bit more respectable, as they, right now, if this stands, they're set to lose by 6. Hinsdale just getting a few shots to that. It'll be a shot and a score. They'll score late in the game. Maybe won't matter much, but now they're only down by 5, as now we're inside of 2 minutes, 1 minute 59 seconds to be exact.
And this is Hinsdale's first goal in the second half, as we mentioned earlier. Maybe they're starting to bring the tempo back up, but it's under 2 minutes, so we'll have to see where the rest of the game goes by this point.
Hinsdale comes away with the draw clean. They will have it around 5. They'll bobble it a little bit at the 45. They're moving it in. Hinsdale moving it in towards the 20, faking the pass there in, and LT now has possession. It just came by the post. Hinsdale tried to dive for that ball, didn't get it. There's a few sticks, a few fans wanted a flag, but nothing there. And LT and Hinsdale fighting for the ball inside the Hinsdale zone. Nothing will come of it. The refs decide that Hinsdale will take possession inside their own zone. Now moving up into the 50, now into LT's territory. Now inside of 1:30, Hinsdale going up for a pass. Won't get it, LT will come away with it instead. Making a move at about the 25, maybe the 30. LT now has it deep inside Hinsdale's territory. Now with inside of 1 minute, LT and Hinsdale. The LT will be charged with their last timeout. Just, I don't know, maybe even talking about victory plans at this point inside of 1 minute.
Yes, LT with 0 timeouts left. Hinsdale Central still has 1, but 51.2 seconds left. They are down by 5. Let's discuss how the game recapped again. What were your thoughts on this?
LT's defense definitely basically clamped down on Hinsdale's offense in the second half. They came out with a plan in the second half. They knew that they wanted this game, and they came and took it. Hinsdale, of course, scoring the goal late. It seemed for a minute that maybe they saw a little bit, they saw something in that goal because they came out swinging more. But it's like in basketball, if a team's down by a lot and then they'll start making a run at the end, and you know, won't do too much, too little, too late, but you know, it's always nice to see the game, even in the late minutes of the game.
How do you feel the physical play has picked up throughout this fourth quarter?
Well, within 2 minutes, maybe going even down to 1 minute. For that 1 minute, it seemed pretty intense. It seemed as though Hinsdale really wanted some more goals. As now Hinsdale, I believe, has pulled its goalie, just looking for some more goals. As now we're inside of 40 seconds right now. LT has the ball, looking just for another shot. It appears to be an empty net. Now inside of 30 seconds, Hinsdale has the ball. And there will be a timeout charge to Hinsdale. They want to talk about this a little bit.
Final timeout to Hinsdale. Let's go back to the physical play. How do you think the physical play has been since the first quarter?
Since the first quarter, it peaked in the second quarter.
Definitely agree.
Hinsdale, after their first timeout, they came out with a plan. They knew what they wanted to do. They came out aggressive. They were definitely playing as though they wanted it, but then something happened going into the third quarter. maybe it was that first goal that LT scored that it was essentially a putback, because after that, LT just poured it on. Now inside the 30 seconds, Hinsdale down by 5. They originally, to come into this 1 minute, they pulled their goalie. They're putting him back in. Now inside of 30 seconds, Hinsdale will start out with possession. Hinsdale moving up across the 40 now into the 50. Moving across the 40 now inside of 20 seconds now at 15. They're looking for an opportunity. There's a shot that's blocked, and that will just about do it, as now we're inside of 10 seconds. Hinsdale looking for maybe a shot. They won't get it, as there is a stoppage at 1.7 seconds. Now it's over. LT came out with a plan in the second half. They came out, they really had a goal-scoring frenzy. What are your thoughts on that, just as we wrap up?
Well, it was a great game. Joey Ribello definitely played well with the help of Dan Thuma. The goaltending was amazing. Lions win 10-5 against Hinsdale Central. It has been a good game. Thank you for watching this broadcast.
For all of us here at LTTV, the crew, and Mr. Ryan Gorey himself, this is Stephen Barhorse signing out. Have a nice night.